Okay, so here I want to show you, how to make a scatter plots by using the two variables. One is let's use education and TV hour. So we want to see, how educational level will affect the number of hours they watch every day. So to do so, first of all, you go to graph. So on the top part of a menu, you click graph and then you go to legacy dialog at the bottom, and then you choose the scatter plots here. So you click the scatter plots and then you have several choices. Normally when we do a scatter plots for two variables, we just choose the simple scatter and then you define. So okay, you have to decide which one is a dependent variable, which one is independent variable. Y-axis is the dependent variable. So for our case, TV hours is the dependent variable.
So y-axis?
Yeah, y-axis is the dependent variable. So I will move a TV hour to y-axis, and then x-axis is education. So find the education variable and move to the x-axis. And then you set up the title. So my title is scatter plot for education and TV hour. Common GSS 2006. And this is a tabular data, but I don't need to specify that's a tabular data on my chart. So I can just put down this is information come from GSS 2006 data. And then continue, click OK. So from these scatter plots, the roughly distribution, you can see that a lot of these dots or these plots are concentrated on the right hand side, the kind of like the bottom side of a right hand side, yeah, this area. So it show basically this chart indicate there's some type of a correlation, but we don't know how strong that is until we draw a line. So in other words, we have to draw a regression line and then to find out how close each of the dots, how close the distance between each of the dots to the line. So to add a regression line to the scatter plots, the way you do is that you double click anywhere in the scatter plots to open the chart editor. So when you double click, you will open the chart editor and then you select the element comment at the top of the chart editor window. So on the element, you can choose fit line at total. And then when you click that, it will pop out a property, and then you can choose whether you want to have a regression line or you want to have an average of a y variable, etc. The other one is the different function it doesn't apply to the chapters here. So for drawing a regression line for scatter plots, it's basically choose a liner. And then you can see that at the bottom, we set the confidence level at 95%. But that is based on the mean. So you can apply for that. And then close. So you will see that the regression line shows 3 different lines. So once I finish this,
Wait, so you go to elements, create a line there total.
yes, and then you can also choose. You can choose the other 2 lines set up for based on the mean to set up based on the 95% confidence interval. Okay. If you do the confidence interval, then it will show you, within this range are all acceptable. So for example, the regression line is like this, is the middle part. And then there are 2 other lines besides it, and that's within the confidence interval. So that basically tells you that regression line can flex between that range. Within that range, that is acceptable level based on the 95% of based on the 5% of sampling error, which means that we have 95% of confidence that this correlation exists. So this is the line that shows us that it looks like it has a certain type of relations, and then so the level of significance may be lower than 95, but we don't know yet until we do the Pearson's test. So next, after you see the scatter plots, you can do a Pearson's R test, correlation test. So to do so, we had talked about last time that you go to analyze, and then you go to the correlate. You go to bivariate, and then you select all the variables, which are education, age. Oh, sorry, I like to put the TV hours first because that's a dependent variable. So let's put TV hours first, so it's easier for us to find the column. And then followed by education, and then age, and then what? Happy. And satisfaction about job, SAT, JOB.
We still controlling for sex.
Yes, and then we control for sex. So you can put all of them into your Pearson's test, and we do a 2-tail test. We select the pairwise instead of listwise, and then you click continue, you click OK. So from these Pearson's R test, you can see that TV hours and education, the correlation, the R value is negative 0.194 with the significance level 0.000, which is statistically significant. So from that part, we can confirm that the education and TV hours does have a relations, and it's a negative relationship. So you can see that this line is going to this direction rather than going up. So the negative correlation shows that the higher the level of education, or the more years people completed in school, the lower the number of TV hours they watched every day. So, which makes sense. They probably study too much, don't have time to watch TV. Okay,